Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore Series. Tonight, we are heading to Melbourne, round 3 of our 8th and final season, the Australian Grand Prix. And as the title suggests, Embry is on the thinnest of thin ice. If I had the money spare at this point, I would probably already have replaced her. She has one, maybe two races left to turn around her form and actually start achieving results before I just go, enough is enough, and it's time for a change. 2 races down this season off the back of an underwhelming previous season, especially in comparison to her teammate. And in those 2 races, she's had a collision and broken her front wing in both, received penalties in both, and we actually retired her last night rather than running her to the flag when she was clearly not going to get where we needed her to in terms of finishing position. She has cost us a lot of money in failed sponsor streaks already. She broke our finishing position streak on day 1 at Bahrain, and then we set a new one up last night, and she broke that on the first attempt as well. So, yeah, I am already nearly $1 million in the hole, if not more than $1 million in the hole, if you factor in the cost of the 2 wings as well. I'm more than $1 million in the hole already this season, thanks to Embry, and it's probably closer to $1.5 million when you factor in not just the streaks, but the other sponsor goals, the guarantees that we've made that we have failed because of her. So, yeah, that's not good, and that needs to change. She needs to start pulling her weight, or we are just going to get rid of her and put our reserve driver in, who doesn't have anything much more in terms of pace. She's pretty much identical in terms of pace, slightly less in terms of control, but a much better wet weather driver, which was a big problem for us last season, not having anyone who was capable in the wet. So yeah, we shall see how that shakes out. She's got tonight and probably tomorrow, and then we will probably make a decision either just before or just after Miami, based on how the rest of the races go this week. So, yeah, thin ice indeed. Right, we've got 11 days to go until Melbourne, so let's dive straight into advancing time. All right, let's have a look. Do we have a second no, we won't have a second side pod yet. Every part at risk on car 1, only 3 parts at risk on car 2. Let's give Connor that new side pod that has been developed. Second one is in manufacturing. We're ready the day of the Grand Prix, so 7 days time. How you doing, Dino? Good to see you. And let me check what else I need to do. Yeah, we decided to ignore that, didn't we? Still got some scouting going through. Check my parts. Yep. Okay. Carry on advancing time. And that is our second side pod, which we can now fit to car 2 as well. So both cars will have the same equipment. There we go. We have a wet race. Ugh. Oh dear. Not good. All right, well, let's see what difference that side pod has made in terms of performance. So 7th, 7th and 5th in terms of speed. Look at our downforce levels. First and first in dirty air. That's nice. We've got the lightest car on the grid now, and we've got a substantial upgrade package coming, which will hopefully improve our drag reduction and get some more speed in the car as well. Yeah, that's not a bad car to have, is it? How much are we ahead of the rivals? Let's have a look at Red Bull, who have been blitzing the field this season so far. They have the best acceleration, and that is a significantly better acceleration than us. We're not exactly slouches. We're 7th. We do have a bit of a speed advantage, but nothing amazingly substantial. It is, what, 0.16 kilometers an hour. A fractionally better DRS, about 0.5%. But the downforce levels I'm curious on. So Red Bull are 5th. And we're 1st. And we've got a decent little markup on the low and medium. The high speed, very, very, very subtle difference there, 0.003 G. And there's a difference in dirty air performance between the best and the worst on the grid. It's 3.5%. That's it. Very, very tight. They've got the best brakes. We're 7th in terms of braking. And again, we're talking 2.5%. Engine cooling, we were 7th. They're the worst. That's a bit more substantial. We are exactly 6% ahead of them. And our car is fractionally lighter than theirs. So, yeah, interesting to see the differences there. Let's set some objectives for tonight. Really don't want to set a new guarantee for the quali or for the finish position, I don't think. We should be getting both cars into Q2 and both into Q3 tonight. Got to be a little bit more careful with the weather. I don't know if we're going to get the fastest lap, but we'll try. Hopefully the downforce levels on our car will be conducive to good wet performance. We shall see. Quali streak, 2 in the top 10 for 2 Grand Prix. Shouldn't be too much of an issue, I hope. And I'm going to just set a 1 in the top 10 for 5 races. Dino says, play it safe and make it 1 car for finish position. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you read my mind. Right. We are ready to head to Melbourne.
It's wonderful to be back down under for the Australian Grand Prix. We're a stone's throw from the beach here at the Albert Park circuit. It might be party mood in the grandstands, but in the paddock, expectations and tensions are high. The Albert Park circuit is bursting with rapid corners and a long straight where drivers can push their speed to the limits. Good attention to medium speed downforce will likely make beating this beast of a track just a little bit easier. It was Charles Leclerc who tasted victory in the last race, but he will surely be looking to find the recipe for success again and achieve another podium place. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Formula One.
All right, let's put Anne in the car. Another direct comparison. And I'm going to run softs on both again. We're still running day 1 parts in terms of engines. But there should be a slight discrepancy now between the two, given that Anne has been running in car 1 in practice, so it's done more practice mileage than car 2. And, of course, we retired Embry early last night, so she's got a tiny bit more power, but it's pretty negligible. Shouldn't really affect the difference in lap times. They are both running the new Cypod as well, so there's no performance difference in terms of the package, the aero package. And let's see how she gets on in this one. Dino never trusts his drivers. Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. I mean, we did it ourselves last time. Last season, we took the safer option when we weren't sure where the car was performance-wise and whether it'd be even viable to do, both cars in the top 15. At times, it was just I'd rather make some money than no money, or even rather make some money than lose money. So. We've definitely got a car that is in the conversation for race wins and podiums. That is very much evident based on Donna's performance last night at Jeddah. And we've got a big package coming to make the car even better as well. New chassis, front wing and rear wing for tomorrow for Baku. They're in the works right now. So it makes sense to get one car top 10 finishes for 5 Grand Prix. And if we can get 2 cars in the top 10, which is what I'm expecting and demanding of my team, then extra points, even if not extra money. So we have some more F1 Manager 24 news today. I don't have all of it, unfortunately, because I had a little bit of a nap this afternoon, and I woke up too late to see all of the Frontier stuff, and I couldn't go back and watch it while it was on, and then I forgot to once it finished until about 5 minutes before the live stream. So there is a little 3.5 minute feature focused video that once again is voiced by Mr. Gallagher, that is available on the YouTube channel. There is also a trailer announcing that the Switch is getting the full featured game of F1 Manager 24 day and date of release. And then they did a breakdown of mechanical failures, as well as showing off one of the exclusive scenarios that you get for pre-ordering, which was in Monza. And that I haven't seen, so I don't really know that bit yet. I'm going to be watching that after the stream tonight. It should be up as a nice little segment on YouTube. If not by now, then certainly after I finish my stream. So there is some more information out there to view. And if you are a Switch owner and you wanted to play this game, you will be able to. Day and date.
How's the balance?
I have no idea what the performance is going to be like. Don't have a Switch. I have no intention of getting a Switch. I was kind of hoping that this would be the first year that we didn't have older generation consoles attached, to maybe try and get more performance out of the console version of the game, but yeah, that hasn't happened. Obviously, it's going to be available on PS4 and Xbox, the previous Xbox generation. Let's see. Let's push this up to there for now. Let's push that to there. Let's go there. Yeah, I don't expect that to be correct. I just want to have a little play about. I don't think it's going to be a 13. I think it's more likely going to be an 11.5, maybe a 12. We'll go with the 11.5 just to hit that boundary marker there. I do need to find a bit more there by the look of it. Let's push that up to there. And we'll see how that looks. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. By getting out on as many formats as they can, it's to try and get as much money in as they can on what has been a poor performing franchise for them. There is no disputing that. I just hope it performs well enough to stick around, because I think this series has got a lot of potential. I just think it needs the backing of the fans now to help realise that potential. And changing the price point of this game to the lower cost is certainly a good step in the right direction in terms of enticing back people who might have decided to step away from the franchise after the high cost of F1 Manager 23. Also got some numbers on the affiliates. You can now you can have up to 10 affiliates in your drivers in your affiliate program. I think that's a little excessive. 10. I'd have been happy with 5. 10 just seems a little excessive. I do wonder how that is going to affect your cost cap. I mean, that would suggest you could hire 5 F2 drivers and 5 F3 drivers, maybe, or it does seem a lot. It does seem an awful lot of drivers. Right, again, looking at the lap times, pretty much identical. Again, little various fluctuations here and there, but essentially they are performing exactly the same. We've actually gone backwards with Anne's car, I think. Somehow. Maybe it is a 13 on the rear wing. I'm almost certainly wrong on the roll bar as well. It'll be that far away. It's got to be front wing, maybe the rear wing. No, sorry, rear wing, maybe front wing. Certainly the roll bar. Yeah, I went the wrong way. So that has to be at least a 12.5. That needs to be closer to there. Starting to form a clearer picture. Yeah, I don't trust that to be right. Let's pull that all the way back. Not convinced by this, but that I'm more inclined to believe. Let's try that.
How's the balance? How's the balance?
That again needs to change. Let's go with a 7.3 on that one. Push that up to a 7.5. Let's pull that back a bit. Let's go with that. VSC, someone has had a big whoopsie. Oh, it's
There's
a McLaren
yellow flag now.
and a Mercedes, at least. Yeah, those two. Sonoda torpedoes someone. That's not exactly a new scenario there for us. This time he takes out Norris. So a penalty for Sonoda going into qualifying now.
VSC ending.
And is fractionally quicker, but she's got a little less fuel because she's done a couple of extra laps before Embry got out. So again, negligible difference in terms of lap time. If anything, Anne's slightly quicker in that final run there. Yeah, the case for Embry is getting weaker and weaker with every race. Into Q2, sorry, FP2, we are putting medium tyres on, I think. No, we've got rain on race day, haven't we? Yeah, so we're going medium tyres in this session, which we're still fine-tuning, and then we'll do long runs in the final session if we need to. Let's go 45 laps of fuel, just in case we do nail it here with Donna's car. With Embry, we are just going to run her a little bit more conservatively. We're going to run her for 32 laps of fuel. And let's check our feedback. That is an encouraging start to optimals. And our 2 needs a tweak. So let's tweak it back. that way. Let's bump the front wing up as well. We'll go with that. I could say her chances are plummeting. Yeah. Let yourself out on that one. Don't call us, we'll call you.
Fuck it, green.
I would also have accepted I'll be here all week.
Quick feedback.
All right, feedback for Donna. Oh, so close, so close. Just need to click the toe once, and that is a perfect setup. That's very good. We're going to see Ollie Behrman in the Haas again at Silverstone in FP1. Going to be sitting in for Nico Hulkenberg. Be good to see him get a bit more track time. 96% there, so close, very close. There's the front wing. I thought it might be the front wing. Let's go to an 8.5. Might be a bit much for the rear wing. Gonna have to gamble with that. Hope it will stay in the window. You can see Donna's times getting more competitive against Embry now that her fuel load's burning off. She's actually got slightly less fuel in the car at the moment, which is why she's lapping slightly quicker. Obviously, there's a slight disparity in tyre wear. Let me guess, 94. Yeah, we went the wrong way. This one's proving a little bit more stubborn, this car. A bit like the driver. As Russell has a wobble at turn 2.
It was George Russell involved. And that won't help their chances. And they'll find themselves at a disadvantage if they keep on doing that.
Barely anything. So maybe that's got to be a 7.5. The only other option left. That is right on the edge. I don't know if that's going to be enough. So I'm going to go that way, I think.
Good job, let's check the flag.
So weird seeing proper driver helmets. After all this time. I like it. I mean, I just like the fact that we have colour back in the cockpit. All right then. So, final session. We just need to make that little click of toe. And it can only go one way. We'll throw out another 40 laps of fuel. That's a touch more than is needed, I think. Hard tyres for Embry. She actually does need a long run.
Cool the car.
Can I have an update, please?
Right, always nice to see optimal. There we go. Finally got that car exactly where it needs to be. Took a little longer than I would have preferred, but it is now done. So now we can just let them run. And we might, if we're really lucky, we might actually, because we've done a lot of running this weekend, might actually get very, very close to 100% car park knowledge as well. Probably get another 2%, maybe 3 out of this session if we're lucky. Both drivers do still need to do a fair bit of running, as you can see. Their track knowledge still only in the low 70s, mid 70s. And there is the 100 for Donna. So we might get 96, maybe 97% car part knowledge. Which is kind of key and crucial, really, considering that, as I say, we're slapping potentially, assuming we have no issues with the factory exploding or the design center shutting down or something, spontaneously combusting back at HQ like it does every year. Then we're going to have 3 more parts going on the car in the next race, which is going to dramatically lower our car part knowledge right down. And we won't have much running time to get it back up again before the sprint. We'll have 1 session of practice, we'll have sprint quali, which won't contribute, and then we'll have practice 2, and then that'll be it. It'll be into the sprint and the race, which again don't contribute, which to me seems stupid that they wouldn't learn the car through a Grand Prix weekend, all the way through a Grand Prix weekend, but got to give you a reason to run in practice, I suppose. There we go. We're done. 96%. I'll take it. That little bit extra would have been nice, but I will settle for 96. So now the big question is, how's our pace going to do in the wet? Our first wet race of the season. Dry quali though. So we should qualify well, if nothing else. Seem to remember us going backwards at Melbourne a lot last year, and I think that was partly down to weather as well. Let's not forget as well, Yuki has that penalty for absolutely destroying Norris's car. Let's take a quick look actually at what that's done. So that's Ocon's car. That's Norris's car. So Norris has had to go to a new gearbox already. And he's lost about 20% on the ERS and about 10% on the engine. Let's take a look at Yuki. So that's Zhou's car, similar to Ocon's. he's basically unscathed, look. Wow. Yeah, Sonoda got away with that big time.
Our weekend continues with qualifying as the drivers fight it out for a strong grid position.
These days, it's a much faster layout here at Albert Park, and teams need to focus on getting high and medium speed cornering right to set a good qualifying time. Looking at the lap times, we saw a real lack of pace from them in practice. They never looked quite comfortable with the setup, and they'll need to try something new for qualifying if they want to get past Q1.
So stay with us, folks. It's sure to be a good one.
All right. Let's see. Might need 2 sets of mediums. Might not. got to make sure we qualify well. I'm going to start and do 2 flying laps on medium. Maybe see if we can pull the old switcheroo between the laps as well. And then we'll do a set of do a run on softs towards the end of the session if we need to, which we probably will. But let's see if we can get through on the mediums. Theoretically, given that we've got pretty good straight line speed, we've got a strong DRS, and we've got, you know, very strong downforce levels, should theoretically be able to get through. But having said that, the field is a lot closer these days than it was in the early seasons. So every 100th counts now, not just every 10th, it's every 100th counts. In some cases, even every 1000th. So we just might not have enough pace at all on these mediums. We'll see. We'll see how we do after this first couple of laps. Don't count my chickens before they've hatched.
Track is clear, track is clear. Pierre Place corner.
And track is now clear.
We have got a little bit of traffic in front. It's both of the Alpines that we've got to get past. Hopefully they'll pull over without holding us up. Past the first one, no problems. Second one might be an issue, depending on if we catch it before the chicane. No. Might be an issue on the exit of the chicane. That was for Donna. She very much got held up there. There we go. Pulled the old switcheroo. And now we'll prep for the second run. How far off are we? Let's have a look. Not that far off. Maybe Max got held up as well. Not really much of a sample size at the moment. One car. How you doing, George? And here come the Alpines. Oh, they're a long way off. Half a second behind Sonoda, who is half a second behind, well, 0.6 of a second. So we're a second off Max with Donna. She really did get badly held. But she's going to get a very mighty slipstream on this lap. So this should potentially put a top.
Track clear.
I think we might be good. based on the times that we're seeing pop up, we're still in second place.
We have a big gap in front of us. Charge off, let's go now.
Same. Mediums inherently don't have enough pace, but running the slipstream like this means that they potentially do have enough pace, and we're seeing that so far with Embry. But there will be improvements as the session progresses, so it's not a done deal yet. I don't think the Ferrari's close enough to get the benefit from us. And see Donna goes purple. Big issue now is, are we going to get caught by the Alpine at the same spot? I think we'll be okay this time round. Yeah, much better. There we go, that is enough to go top. So I'm pretty sure Donna's safe, and I think Embry might be safe as well. Let's get forward a little bit. And we'll get ready with soft tyres just in case, but I think we're good. If I can get through this first session without having to use the soft at all, I'll be very happy. Oscar getting very badly held up. Be that far off the pace, 1.8 seconds off. Russell not having a great lap either. He was behind us. Maybe he wasn't quite so lucky with the Alpine. Or Alpines. Because they were both in front of him. Both Ferraris in the drop zone at the moment. I think we're safe, so I'm going to stay in the garage. Let's see, can Oscar drag himself out of the bottom on this run at his home Grand Prix. See the Aussie flag on his helmet. Leclerc pops up into third, so it's just the two Red Bulls separating our cars at the moment. And if we've got that kind of pace on mediums, I'm very excited about what potential pace we could have on softs. So we might have a real chance of pole position tonight based off that initial run. Oscar weaves his way through the traffic. I don't think he will have been held up there. Didn't hear him lift. And Oscar improves up to 8th place. In my opinion, which engine is the best in this game, Mercedes, Red Bull or Ferrari? Are you missing Renault deliberately there? I think it depends on what your priorities are. You know, certainly in seasons where you've only got three engines, 2 ERS and 4 gearboxes before you get that rule change, then I think Mercedes is a very strong engine because it's so reliable. You know, the wear rates on ERS and gearboxes are very, very good. Ferrari has a very good ERS wear rate. Red Bull, very powerful but very fragile. The Renault is actually a pretty good engine as well. I mean, its wear rates are pretty competitive. with Ferrari and Mercedes. Has slightly more power than Mercedes. Best fuel efficiency. I think ultimately it depends on what you want to focus on. If you want a car that's very, very good in acceleration, the Mercedes isn't the best for that. But it's a lot more durable. So, like I said, it all depends on where you're wanting the emphasis to be on your engine. Right, we're into the final minute and a half or so. Russell is finishing his flying lap. And he goes 8th. Tsunoda's popped up into 2nd. Here's Norris. And he stays in P11. Stroll. Stays in P13. So there's only a couple of cars left to go. We are comfortably safe. There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars below us looking to improve. So we're comfortably safe. Now it's a question of who's going to make it, who's not. Joe just squeaks through. Albon's gone P2 right behind us. There he is. He got a mighty slipstream. Hajar at risk. Here's Maloney coming around to finish his lap. Hajar now into the drop zone. One of the Alpines got himself through. And Maloney is out. Where is the other Haas? Already out. For sure, already out. So just Hajar left. Behrman's in 12th. Can Isaac find half a tenth? That's all he needs is half a tenth. He can. And that puts Joe into the drop zone.
And we are through.
So Joe, Maloney, Ocon, for sure, and Belichaks are out. And I'm going to start on the mediums again. Again, we'll do a switcheroo. These times almost certainly won't be quick enough this time. So we will need to run the softs later on.
We stick to the plan.
You can bring the tyre in.
Position is good now. Charge your flask.
And we've got traffic coming out right in front of us.
No one ahead.
No one ahead apart from all the cars in front of us that are right in front of us. get past the Alpine, no problems. Max up next. Gets in the way very badly. For both drivers, Donna came off a little bit worse, but both drivers having issues there with Max. Would have been nice if we'd been able to return the favour. Almost 7/10 of a second she missed out on there. But this time we're tucked up right behind Stroll. Although that might change as the Alpine starts to come through. How far away from the lead is Embry? A long way behind. She is... Oh, yeah, she is over a second off, I think. But now we are lined up for a very, very potential... Ah, crap. So Embry's not going to get a good lap on this one. Yeah, she's a second off the pace. Donna's 1.7 seconds off, but she's now tucked up right behind the soft runs. Oh, come on. We got pulled over on the... This is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. Going to be another disastrous attempt. I don't think we're going to get much of an improvement on this one. Certainly not for Donna. She lost so much speed coming out of that final turn, having to pull over like that. And that might have held up Embry. She has not improved in the first sector. They are both up in the middle. Question is how much? Yeah, Donna found half a second, Embry didn't improve at all. So,
okay,
yeah,
good job, you were on target.
not great.
Done in box.
There you can see we lost 2.5 tenths in the first sector alone, just simply from being pulled over like that. And Embry lost half a second as a result of that as well. So, one flying lap on softs. We have to pick our moment now. That's Leclerc crossing the line. Starts a flying lap. Oscar's on a flying lap right now. Might have been held up there behind the Haas. All right, here we go. Going out behind George. And I'm hopeful that by going early like this, we will get a clean run. Let's see. So that's Leclerc on an in lap, and I think Sainz on an in lap as well. No, Sainz is in the pits. It's Gasly on an out lap. So we're not going to have to worry about him getting in the way. We're not going to have to worry about Leclerc getting in the way. Behrman is popping out. That's not ideal. But we've got enough of a gap for it not to really be an issue, I think.
And track is now clear.
So we are good for traffic. Okay, you can go. You can go.
I'm a little concerned that Donna might be a bit too far behind. Someone's popping out the pits right in front of us, of course. And that's Embry's lap screwed. And Donna's lap screwed as well. God damn it. Cannot catch a break with the traffic today. Let's call them in. Recharge them and go again. Problem is we've now missed our chance to get a good slipstream behind someone. Maybe if we're lucky, we might get some. No, everyone else is piling out now. I don't think there's going to be anybody left to hit the track. Maybe Sonoda. There he goes. And now I'm worried that Donna is... No, Donna was the car behind, wasn't she? So that's okay. I don't have to worry about her suddenly overtaking Embry. Yeah. So now I'm just going to hope the traffic doesn't get in my way and pull me over and lose the slipstream again. This has not been very, very good for us. We should be just close enough, I think.
Track clear.
We've got a bit of a gap to the next set of cars in front, so hopefully we're going to get a clean lap this time.
All good to go.
Donna's going to get through. I have no doubts about that. I'm just a little unsure whether Embry's close enough to get that toe to get her through comfortably as well. I hope so. I hope even if we can't quite get the toe, we've got enough performance in the car. We should,
Okay, we take the
on
flag.
paper, get through. But we know how inconsistent Embry has been. Down by 0.2. And another 2.5, nearly 0.3. So she's down half a second at the moment. Needs a strong finish to the lap. And she does get through.
P5.
0.4 away from Donna's time. Donna obviously top with the toe. Alright, there we go. Disaster averted. And we are saying goodbye to Gasly, Piastri in his home Grand Prix, Stroll, Norris and Albon. Williams almost making Q3 there. So we're not going to mess around with the soft tyres. So with the medium tyres in this session. We're going to do 2 laps on these tyres. Try and do the switcheroo. And then do 1 flying lap with brand new tyres at the end of the session. That's the plan. And we're going to see if we can execute. Am I excited for F1 Manager 24? Yes, I have been for a very long time now. Counting down the days.
So focus on braking, on tires.
You can bring the tyre in.
Isn't it the same game every year? No. I mean, this is only the third one that's... This one here is only the second iteration. The new one coming out is the third iteration. And it has seen steady progress from year 1 to year 2. Year 2 to year 3, we're going to see a really big jump in terms of features. So they're adding in the ability to create your own team and be the 11th team on the grids, a proper young driver program, as opposed to just hiring one reserve driver. Mechanical failures are making their way in as well. New sponsorship options tied into the new creator team. It's really fleshing out the game a lot more this time round.
And there'll be no one ahead.
It's a significant step forward by the look of it. I mean, the proof will be in the pudding once we get our hands on it, but everything I've seen points to a big step forward this year. And you'll no longer have carte blanche to do whatever you want in terms of poaching staff from other teams with no rebuke, because they will now do the same to you in the new one. So you can't just hire the dream team and be done with it. Knowing how modern games let you down, you don't won't be excited until it's out. No, I understand that, and the franchise definitely pissed a lot of people off with the big price increase for this particular game, 23. 24 is going to have a much more consumer-friendly price point, which is excellent news. Switch, are they? So I'm going to have to go manual so I can engineer that myself.
If you can, push. Let's have recharge on then, please.
Evening, Wayne.
Time to push on these tyres.
Battery is high.
She's still not going to do it. All right. So in that case, let's keep Embry tucked in behind. We're getting in the way of George. Yeah, City Skylines is a bit of an outlier in some respects. It's a very extreme example. We haven't had a game launch that disastrous since, ironically, SimCity. But yeah, no, I understand exactly what you mean by that. I mean, I haven't had my chance to play any of Skylines 2, but I was excited for it because I'm a console gamer, not a PC gamer. So I was really pumped for Skylines 2, and then I saw what happened at launch, and I've been keeping an eye on the news about the game every now and again, but I am not at all excited for City Skylines now, for when it does eventually get released on console. Now, I have the lowest of low expectations for that game now. All right, Vettel getting a very nice slipstream off the back of the Alpine, and it's put Donna top and Embry right behind. We've got a 0.3 of a second gap to Max. And we haven't even run the new tyres yet. So that is excellent.
Charge on. Charge on.
KSP2. What is KSP2? As Leclerc pops up into third place there. Oh, Kerbal Space Program 2. Yeah, I haven't even played the first one. I know that the second one was really buggy. That's a much smaller studio and a much smaller IP, you know, so I get what you're saying, but I'm thinking, you know, the size and further that was around City Skylines 2 with everything that they'd promised and showed off to what we got, you know, the only other big studio example I could think of, well, there's a couple. One would be maybe Watch Dogs, the controversy around Watch Dogs, although Watch Dogs worked, it just wasn't what was promised. You could say maybe Cyberpunk 2077. You could certainly say Assassin's Creed Unity. That was a disaster. So much so that they gave away the first DLC for free, refunded everyone who'd already paid for the first DLC, and then cancelled all future DLC for the game, and then just fixed it a bit, and then never mentioned Unity ever again. Eamon and Harvey. Oh, here comes Max. He's going to immediately pull us over.
And we work on front tires.
Yeah, my biggest problem with franchises is that they are yearly. I mean, you've only got to look at what that does to a series. You know, you've only got to look as far as like games like FIFA, you know, where it's pretty much, you know, copy paste every year with the subtlest of changes, but they never put the big features in to make it a long-term prospect, because they can't, because if they do that, then you won't buy the next game. So they keep putting things in but taking other things out, and there hasn't been a really good comprehensive FIFA game now for 20 years. For over 10 years, I think.
Should be anyone in front that will back you up.
F1 is starting to go that way as well. F1 from Codemasters. one of the things I said right from the start with this game is I hope it's not an annual franchise where we don't get much change between each version. And my concerns were borne out with this one, where we did get improvements, but nothing dramatic. 24, when that comes out, is going to be a dramatic change by the look of it. I don't know if that's going to be the last one that they've got in their licensing deal, or if they've got the license for the 25 season as well before the regulation changes. That would be my guess. But I've seen a lot of people say that this is the last year of the franchise licensing deal. Well, there we go. No improvements to our lap times. We are still first and second. Max and Leclerc haven't been able to beat us. Sainz now starting his flying lap. Behrman is on a flyer as well. Where is Behrman? There he is. In clean air. Unlikely to challenge for pole, given that he is 7/10 of a second behind. He is improving. Sainz down in the first sector. And not only have we got pole, it looks as though we're going to lock out the front row as well. Unless Behrman or Sainz can pull out an absolute blinder of a lap here. And Sainz is hitting traffic at the worst possible place, so he's not going to improve. What can Behrman do? He improves by a little over a tenth, but he stays in P9. There is Sainz. Last one to cross the line. We have locked out the front row. Our first ever 1-2 in qualifying, I think, with Aston Martin. Might be wrong on that. It's certainly rare enough that if we have done it, we've maybe only done it once before. But it is a pole position. We've only had like 2 pole positions, I think. So bonus point there for Donna. Excellent. And now we get to roll on for the race and just hope that we don't go backwards in the wet weather like we usually do when it rains. Tsunoda with a 3-place penalty will start from 9th place. So Behrman, Porsche and Hajar will all move up one. And let's get ready for the Grand Prix.
Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
Albert Park often seems to set teammate against teammate. From Hill and Villeneuve dueling for the 1996 win, to Bottas beating fellow Mercedes driver and pole sitter Hamilton to the win in 2019. The weather is very overcast here. Strategies might have to be quite flexible going into today's race.
Exciting choices lie ahead then for the teams and their drivers here in Melbourne. So let's see what happens.
Okay, so for the first time this season, we have actually achieved all of our quali goals, which is nice. We're not going to do the guarantee, because we can't. We've got that one done. 1 in the top 10 for 5 Grand Prix starts tonight. 2 in the top 8 is our target for tonight's race. If we can get the fastest lap, that would be nice. But we have weather changing to contend with, and it's going to go dry to wet to dry. That's not what I wanted to see. So we're looking at maybe needing to change over there. And then inters, and then finish on softs. There we go. That's kind of what we're expecting. So lap 16, lap 40. It's the rough kind of plan. Obviously, we'll have to fine tune this based on what goes on with the weather. I am going to put in no extra fuel. We're going to go very aggressive off the line because we want to try and hold position, maybe even stretch a little in the first stint if we can. Ready for when that rain hits and we inevitably lose pace in the transitional period against the rest of the grid. So let's send them to the grid for the Australian Grand Prix.
The fans here in Melbourne are all set, as are the drivers, heading into 58 laps around Albert Park. A chance for the Aston Martin driver to show what they can do.
They've got a fantastic opportunity starting on pole, but can they carry it through to the end?
And the time has come. Let's go racing. Get ready for the Australian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
Leclerc is starting on softs. Max is starting on the mediums.
Your race is now.
Leclerc has jumped Embry. But we're going to have the inside line up to the awkward turn 3. And there we go. Got back in front. So, looking at the tyres, Max is the only one not starting on softs. Maybe he only has one new set of softs and he's saving that for later in the Grand Prix. Maybe he's hoping that everyone's going to burn out their tyres and he'll have a performance advantage just before the rain hits. Who knows? But yeah, Max, the only driver on mediums right now, as Leclerc does jump us. No surprise there. We'll turn off the battery now. Going to keep the tyre burn going.
Can we have recharge on, please?
Put Embry into don't fight mode so she doesn't attack Donna if she gets through. Or more likely if Leclerc gets through, which he has done. This is why I'm saving battery, because I was expecting Leclerc to get through and I want to have something to respond if he tries to break away in the, before the DRS kicks in. Evening, Mike.
You've got everything, press on hold available.
And Claire is just on it this year, isn't he? Close fight with Max to take the title last season, and this season he's just started so well. There's Embry coming under pressure now. She has lost out. She still has some battery left. Almost out of battery with Donna. Can I get back into range before I run out of battery? It's getting very tight.
And overtake is available.
I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I might have just snuck in, I'm not sure. I am out of battery now, though. I did just get the DRS. That was crucial.
We look after the tires.
We've absolutely hammered those tyres.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
Just keep looking after your tires.
And recharge on, recharge on.
You missed yesterday's race. How did we get on? We came within one lap of winning. Very, very close finish in the end. Another shocker for Embry as Max gets past her now. But Donna, very, very close. And we have been dropped by Leclerc. The drivers just aren't up to the standard of the rest of the grid, unfortunately. Which does leave us vulnerable.
We need a little bit more lift off if you can, please. We need a little bit more.
And it looks like Leclerc's going to bolt away. We're in the conversation now, the podiums now. The side pods that we've added onto the car tonight have definitely given us a little bit extra performance. And the package that we're going to try and bolt onto the car for Baku should tip us over the edge. And make this a clear #1 car. But again, that's depending on how everyone else upgrades. But the Red Bull is still the better driver-car combination.
Keep your head down.
As you can see by Leclerc scampering off into the distance and Max making his way through. Donna's just struggling a little bit for pace.
And we have margin to push a little bit more on the tires.
Just need to try and make sure we don't get dropped now.
And you can use the deploy.
Should be safe as Porsche makes the move on Hajar.
Okay, charge on. Drop down the plates now. Okay, you can pick up the pace.
And again, we're at risk.
Liftoff required.
Max has been pushing the pace to close up to the back of Leclerc. Sainz has been going with him and it's been leaving us behind. I don't think we got the DRS this time. No, we didn't.
Need to drop the pace.
Can use overtake.
I don't really trust Embry here, but well, she gets through without hitting someone. It's a bit of a rarity.
Charge on, charge on.
We're definitely creating a little bit of a traffic jam.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
Wow, and Embry has now caused Donna to lose a place. Thank you very much for that. Now she's immediately going to lose the place herself. Yeah, we're just struggling for pace. Let's check.
Doesn't matter.
No clear indication yet.
Confirm, we have more rain around.
And there's the wet weather warning. 4 minutes till it starts to sprinkle.
Charge on.
Recharge on.
And this isn't good. We are just going backwards right now. And we're going to go backwards even more when that rain hits. It's frustrating, this track. For whatever reason, we always seem to struggle. It's got to be the cornering skill of our drivers just not being up to snuff. I mean, Donna's not exactly a slouch in the corners, but she doesn't have the pace she needs, unfortunately.
Charge on now, please.
Never really expect anything from Embry now.
Charge on and box now.
And recharge on.
Donna's definitely suffering in the confidence department at the moment.
Charge on.
And that's another overtake, so that's another loss of pace. She drops down to medium now. Red Bull are a little bit too dominant. Yeah. I mean, that's partly down to the fact that, you know, it's very hard for them to lose their staff unless you directly poach them. And Max is always going to stay there. I've never seen Max move from Red Bull. We're getting bullied now by the Williams.
Overtake available.
Oh man, what is going on? Why do we have no pace? Here comes the rain, so we're going to start dropping like flies now. 9 minutes till the weather goes damp.
Recharge on.
And start to turn up the tyres.
If you can, push.
In with Victor.
Charge on now.
I don't understand why we're getting bullied through the corners when we've got the best downforce levels on the grid. That doesn't help.
Can press overtake where possible to discharge the battery a little bit.
Press overtake.
We've lost so much time to the front runners now. Even with the battery, we just don't seem to be quick enough to actually close the gap.
Stay close.
And every time I do this with Embry, she hits somebody, breaks a wing and gets a penalty. So I'm kind of loath to do it, but need to try and find a way through. Because I'm almost out of battery. What a waste. Alright, we get back past Sonoda. Can we do anything with that now that we're out of battery?
Battery is on the low side.
No, we can't. Absolute disaster.
Charge on.
May as well charge the battery and just see if we can hold the positions.
And recharge on.
Very close to the pits. Probably should have pushed the tyres a couple of laps earlier than I did. I'm in that awkward crossover period where it's starting to get a little bit too wet for the softs, but it's not wet enough for the inters yet. So my lap performance is going to start to suffer more than it has been. Donna desperately needs to get a confidence boost from somewhere.
On charger.
Sainz moves into the lead. Wow. Now we're down to 12th. Joe gets past us. And you can see how quickly the Piastri's all over us. I mean, we didn't have the DRS by the look of it, but we're on maximum tyre push and we are already struggling to stay with Joe. That confidence loss has absolutely killed Donna's pace. Embry's got enough that she can stay in harvest, but that's not going to stay for long.
Charge on.
Not getting past Joe because he's in the DRS range now. Just see if I can get some battery out of him. The box at the end of this lap, I think.
Box.
Recharge on.
Come on, fight him off, for God's sake, please. This is soul destroying.
Charge on.
Nope. Just managed to stay ahead. Just stayed in the DRS as well. I don't know if Donna managed it or not. I hope she did. It's not wet enough. I've got to go with it though and hope it will be by the end of the next lap, which I think it might be. Load of cars piling in.
Sun over the boxed.
2.6 second stop. We're getting held. Oh my God, what a disaster for Donna.
Look after your tires. Track will be clear.
And I should have boxed Embry. It's now too wet for Embry.
Charge on. will not need lift.
It's far too wet for Embry now.
So we're going to box this lap.
Should have double snapped him. Would have lost a lot of time, but I wouldn't have lost anywhere near as much time
Charge on.
for Embry. She tiptoes into the pits. Goes Oscar. At least we don't get hell for the McLaren. I was kind of expecting that to happen.
Clear. We want to try and bring the tyre in.
That has actually worked out okay for Embry. She's ninth. I think it's pretty much where she was when she went into the pits. Although she's not up to temperature yet.
Charge on, please.
Do manage to hold off George. Now, hopefully, I can try and get some confidence
Nico va take this.
into Donna by getting some overtakes on slower cars, theoretically. Wayne says, I don't want to say it, but it looks like near the back of the grid is a feasible outcome. Yeah, no, whenever we get rain, it always completely screws us over. But once it settles like this, our pace comes back. So now I'm hoping that the improved downforce of our car will pay dividends. Do need to lose a bit more drag off the car, but the new wings should do that. That's a terrible acceleration against Belijac there.
Okay, keep cooling the car now. Need to drop the pace.
And overtake is available.
See if I can close up to Norris. I mean, the train is still relatively compact. Embry's leading a train all the way back to the back of the grid, effectively. So she's almost on the back of Norris. She's almost on the back of Oscar. And then it's Sonoda. So, yeah, position-wise, we're not great, but it's not a complete disaster either.
You've got everything, you've got everything. Press on hold available.
There's pretty much no deployment through that final turn, even on full push. So this is where the battery's going to kick in.
And keep an eye on your battery.
No, we just weren't close enough. Need to harvest. We've got on to Norris. Let's see if we can stay with him. Evening, Clark. How goes it? Well, see for yourself. 9th and 17th. We started first and second. Embry will lose time in relation to Norris if I harvest, so she just has to stay and top up for a while. Donna is quicker than the cars in front, but not crucially enough at the moment, which is why I have to put her in harvest, because I need that battery to punch through. Everyone getting the slipstream negates the advantage that we have. So Belijax has got about half of his battery at the moment. And we are not staying where we need to because we're driving defensively. I may as well harvest as well for a lap. Just give her a little bit of battery. See that we're actually gaining fuel at the moment thanks to the fuel efficiency of this Renault, despite being in the fuel push. We were at 0.2 when we came out of the pits, I think. The west of the track goes, the easier it is to save the fuel on inters.
Charge on.
Need to get back onto Belijax again now.
And recharge on now is okay, please.
We'll stop driving defensively. Just stick to the racing line. See if we can close the gap to Norris a little bit. Donna still needs a confidence boost. Starting to see some gaps opening up, which will make it easier to punch through, theoretically. Right now, we're just kind of hanging on in 17th at the moment. Quick lap for Belijax last lap, 124.7. Looks like he was having a little bit of a push. If he's splurging his battery, then that's good for us because it means he won't be able to defend when we roll back up to him. So 124.8 for Embry, 124.6 for Donna. Yeah, she's finding some pace again. Track water level starting to dip a little bit, but we're not looking to come off these tyres until probably around lap 40-ish. Still got a way to go. Let's check tyre wear. Yeah, about the same as everyone else. No one else has really pushed their inters. Not yet. going to give mine a little splurge for a lap.
Time to push on these tyres.
Or two. Need to get those gaps down again. As Gasly gets through against Verschoor, and he will be more of an issue to get behind us than Verschoor was, that's for certain. Embry's still holding strong. Don't know why we didn't get a defensive bonus for that. That surely counts as a defence. And the gap to Belishax is still around where it was. Might have to use the batteries to close up here. So we've taken another couple of tenths out of Belishax so far this lap. Gap here is holding steady. Depending on what goes on with the weather, I may yet go on to mediums with Embry. Donna will probably go softs. Oh yeah, that gap's coming down. Look at that, 123.5, 7 tenths out of Belishax that lap. Still haven't touched that battery, but we have got Gasly all over us. Just get that little bit more confidence into it, her pace will improve dramatically. Almost in the 1 second window. Should start getting that slipstream again now. Up to 0.4 kilograms extra fuel. Under heavy pressure here from Gasly.
Okay, we need some deploy.
Now we're going on the attack. There we go, we've got him up the inside.
Keep cooling the car.
And what a difference that little burst of confidence has made to her stats. Let's get her straight past Maloney if we can as well. Before I have to turn the tyres down and we run out of battery again. We are making no progress on Norris. I'm just going to turn the tyres back down.
Just be careful with this tyre.
Cool the car.
Turn 2 will be my last attempt.
Okay, keep an eye on your battery. Cool the car.
And we got him. Just immediately calm those tyres down, but there we go. Huge improvement to her pace stats with just those 2 overtakes. Just got to get those tyres back under control now.
Charge on. Charge on.
Stay close.
Give Embry a push for a lap or 2. See if I can get near and maybe even past Norris.
Charge on. You can keep the pace up on these compounds.
Definitely starting to make some progress now with Embry. Moving away from George. Closing the gap to Lando. Don't know if I'm going to get onto him before I run out of battery though. But there is a little gap between Norris and Oscar. It'd be nice if I could just slot into that gap. No, is the answer. We'll just have to hope that we can stay close.
Sav, recharge on, please. Recharge on. And recharge on, recharge on.
So Ocon does the 123.3, 123.5. It's not too bad. We are just about keeping pace here with Norris. Russell's closing back up again. It's okay. A little dip in the water level before it climbs again, and then it'll start to gradually fall away until we make the switch over to dries, assuming our prediction model holds up. Still in the process of refurbing our weather centre at the moment, so we can't trust it entirely, but Never really trust the wet centre in this game, unfortunately. Paul Scher has moved past George Russell into 10th. We're just kind of matching the pace of the cars in front at the moment. Both for Donna and Embry. Just trying to drip feed in little bits of battery here and there where I can without dropping too far behind again. I don't think this water level dip that's coming is going to push us back into DRS territory, but just in case, I want to try and stay in range if I can. The prediction says damp all the way through. Have we closed up a little bit to Ocon this lap? Yeah, we have. Took 3/10 out of him. I thought we'd closed up a bit. And we're still gaining extra fuel. The Renault engine very, very efficient in these conditions. It's allowing us to push like this and not have to worry about fuel. We're actually still gaining fuel even though we're on full fuel push. That confidence starting to ebb away over time, as it always does. Still have tyres to play with as well, which is nice. I'm going to turn them up now because we are theoretically
If you can, push.
about 6, maybe 7 laps away from boxing. I was waiting for the water level to go back up again so the tyres wouldn't overheat quite so quickly. And it is starting to do that. And that gap in front of Norris is looking very inviting now.
Ciao, John.
Can use overtake. No need to push the tyres.
Nice and close.
And recharge on.
Charge on.
Press overtake.
There we go. Move is done.
We want to manage our tyre budget.
Sure, Ocon's deploying his battery as well there. Even though he just pulled away from us. Let's see if we can get alongside him here. Yes, we can.
Cool the car, please.
We've done. Excellent stuff. Dry in 10 minutes. So about 7 more laps.
Manage your tires. Charge on.
Time to push on these tyres.
Confidence levels looking much healthier now.
And we can have recharge on, please.
Don't think we're going to get any more positions before the weather changes, so let's get the battery back in the cars, ready for
Okay, charge on.
potential undercut in the pits when we make the switch to slicks. I'm also going to start to save a little bit of extra fuel as a result,
Keep going with the lift off.
so we can really explode out of the box. We can still rescue points from this race. Just glad the ball was in attendance at Jeddah, not here.
And we are not expecting more rain, so I'll let you judge the conditions.
Seven minutes. Let's murder the tyres. Even charging, we're still lapping pretty decent pace. that water level is going to drop away very soon. Almost charged on the batteries now as well. Hopefully turn them onto top up at the end of this lap.
On battery in a good place.
I'll do it now. See the fuel going up quite nicely as well. And now the water level's starting to drop. It's about to dip below 2 mil. Now we're starting to show a little bit of teeth with our pace. Embry's now just a second behind Oscar and Yuki. If I could get a jump on either of those two before the pits, that would be really nice. Get that extra confidence boost just before we hit the pit lane. But I want to do it without using battery if I can. Might have to just forsake a little bit of battery to get that extra confidence.
Not expecting more rain in this session.
Yeah, I'm going to go for it.
Overtake is available.
Donna, I need to keep her battery. She's going to need it to punch through. But I've got a real opportunity here to get Embry up into 6th place and peak confidence. Can't pass that up. Of course, she has to make the overtake for that to happen. Donna's closing on Zhou, pulling away from Ocon. Make the move. That's so infuriating when she just does this and just sits there and doesn't actually make an attempt to overtake. This is my last opportunity. Oh, come on. Frustrated. Very frustrated. Maybe I'll try and make a move on Russell.
Let's lift off, please.
It's definitely going to be soft tyres. We've gone past my expected stop window.
So box now.
Can press overtake where possible to discharge the battery a little bit.
Not close enough.
Okay, charge on.
Look at the gap at the front. 6 seconds to Sainz, then Stroll 13.5 seconds behind.
Let the tyres come back to you.
Keep me posted on track condition.
.3, it's a good stop. We didn't get held by anybody as well. Very nice. It's only the 8th fastest stop. DRS is active. I'd like to get Behrman before we box, if at all possible, which is why I'm pushing. That, and I also want to see if I can undercut some of those cars boxed in front of us. Max is in. Leclerc has gone again. Not going to get Behrman.
Charge on.
Stay close. And overtake.
Whole flurry of activity in the pits again. .4, but we're getting held. Oh no. Whole load of traffic held us.
Focus on reaction time and no full throttle before pit exit.
Embry's way off in the distance.
Okay, focus on recharge.
So Leclerc boxes now. He's not going to get out in front of Max. Sainz might even close the gap a little bit. Oh, someone in the wall. It's Ocon.
Two secs. There's been a crash.
Where was the replay? I hit triangle and it said no. Not going to show you the replay.
On click of attack, please.
So it was a collision with Russell, because Russell's just been given a 5-second penalty.
So recharge on.
That helps Donna immensely.
Recharge on. Just be careful with this tyre.
So fastest lap attempt for Donna here. Which technically isn't the smartest move, seeing as I've got it with a top 10 car, but I don't think I'm going to keep it. Evening, Anthony.
Very good luck.
She just rockets past. She got it when I only started pushing halfway through the lap. So this lap should be quicker, theoretically. And she's in peak confidence now. Overtaken by Joe. I'm not surprised, given I've turned the tyres down and I'm charging the battery. But should be able to stay close enough. There's a risk, actually, I'm going to give Behrman the fastest lap here, because he's still in DRS range.
We don't have enough battery. Charge on. We have to protect those tires.
1:17.2, so we just took another 0.6 off the fastest lap there. Joe's past Porsche and is pushing onto Oscar Piastri, so I can't harvest anymore, or else I'm going to get dropped from the train.
Now is okay, guys.
Well, it's not unless I get a little bit closer. Holding Behrman off just about. Let's go with a little bit more tyre.
We need to push.
Get onto Russell. Not sure if I can get Donna into the top 10. It would be nice. As long as Embry does her job and brings the car home in the points, that will go very much in her favour. Trying to fight off Behrman here.
Let's try to get him.
Behrman's going to get the DRS. I'm hoping I can shut him down. Yes, I can, just. Can I stay ahead? And get on to George. Not here, but hopefully at the end of the lap. Just got to be wary with the dive bomb. Yeah, cover that off, and now I've got the DRS.
Charge on for now.
Embry's in a pretty solid position right now. Needs some confidence, but we'll get her that. We'll get her that right now.
Can use overtake.
It's whether she can actually A, pull off the overtake, and B, pull off the overtake without hitting someone, getting a penalty and breaking a front wing. There we go, good girl. Doing what you're supposed to for a change. Alright, we've got past George. Now we need to push. Because we're 4 seconds behind Norris. And I need to keep pushing here with Embry to get her onto the back of Tsunoda and Piastri. Poor Joe and poor Cher try and retake their places.
No need to push the tyres.
There we go. Good stuff. She's in peak confidence. Not quite full peak confidence, but peaky enough.
6 laps to go.
And 4th place is actually in the offing. She's only 2 seconds behind Stroll. Well, 2.5 seconds behind Stroll and Hajar. Got to get past Tsunoda and Oscar first. That might be a bit trickier.
Reminder on the battery.
I can't really put her into harvest mode without risking her getting overtaken.
Look after the tires.
We don't want to overcook the tyres.
Taking a gamble. Need to try and squeeze a little bit of battery into her if I can. I think 6th is the target. In fact, Tsunoda's actually closed up to Hajar, so we're now in one long train. Which means I can't harvest at all anymore.
And recharge.
Or I will get dropped. Behrman gets through. Yeah, that's okay. As long as I can hold off George. That will give me the opportunity to put some battery back in. Oh, we've got a yellow flag. That is Gasly having a collision with maybe Albon.
Okay, careful with debris on the straight.
See if we actually see the replay this time. It is Gasly and Albon. Albon doing a little bit of a power slide, getting going again.
As for the team back...
I think that might be Albon's fault, I'm not sure. Embry has been dropped. Let's give us some more tyre. She just stayed in DRS range. Under pressure here. Didn't give her the tyre. Fuck. Now I'm out of DRS range. So I have been dropped. So I'm going to get overtaken by Joe. There we go. And Pourchaire's going to have a run at me as well now. Was that another collision I just heard? Oh, Gasly was the one who got the penalty.
Recharge on.
Push, push. Charge on.
Yeah, the midwife there.
Charge on, charge on.
Hopefully, that little tactical harvest there has given us the DRS against George. Yes, it has. Evening refill. And there's a whole glut of cars right in front that we can attack. Almost got the gap down to 2.5 seconds now to Norris, which is under 3.
Overtake available.
Not worried about Pourchaire.
Two laps to go. Press overtake.
On, keep an eye on the battery.
Come on, Embry, do something. Oh, oh, thank you. I'll take that.
And now we've had a crash.
And that might even give Donna a chance to get into the points. contact between the two. One of them's out. Joe's out. Russell's still going. Piastri's got a puncture. I'm in the point. Oh, Piastri. Home Grand Prix. The curse continues.
Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's winner.
Okay, we need some deploy.
Embry's going to take 7th.
Keep cooling the car now.
Donna's going to take 10th plus get the point for the fastest lap. What a turnaround in that last couple of laps. We almost got Norris as well. Just missing out. Yeah, considering how much we were just struggling in that first stint.
Okay, we take the flag.
Just going backwards for I don't know what reason. It was the same here last year. We just went backwards. And then with the rain, I thought we were doomed. We actually performed better in the wet than I thought we would. And then we showed some real pace in that final stint in places. And with a little bit of help from some others, including poor old Oscar. Innocent bystander there in that collision.
Excellent performance from the Aston Martin
broke his wing,
driver,
punctured his tyre. That was enough. That was enough to get us into the points with both cars.
A great display of team spirit there, as everyone finally gets the chance to share this moment. Well, Max Verstappen can add yet another podium to his already impressive record.
And that's win number 1 of the season. And it's sure to provide them with a real confidence boost.
Well, it wasn't exactly a walk in the park, but it was a thrilling weekend here for us all at the Australian Grand Prix.
Yeah, I never even thought about the podium. Max gets the win. First win of the season. Leclerc's right up there again. 2 wins and a second place in the opening 3 races.
With the garages full of activity, what's the mood like down at Aston Martin now?
It was a really strong outcome for them today, with both drivers performing well,
Wait
capping
for
off
Holly.
a good weekend.
There she is.
And that's about that for this weekend here in Melbourne.
Next time, the teams will be racing through the streets of another city. Join us in Baku on the shores of the Caspian Sea for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
So, there we go, confirmation of the final result. It is the first win of the season for Max. Another 1-2 for Red Bull. Charles Leclerc can't make it 3 wins on the bounce, but he does take 2nd. So, still has a very healthy lead over his teammate in the standings. It was a 20-point gap, I believe. It's now down to 13. Thanks to that 7-point swing there. Sainz up 2 places. He's having a bit of a renaissance this season. A podium for him. He's been scoring well. Hajar in 4th place. Stroll up 8 places to take 5th, although a little bit of the shenanigans in front will certainly have helped him there as well as us. Yuki up 3 places to take 6th. Embry takes 7th, down from 2nd in overall, but she's finally contributed to the team this season, her first points of the season. Porsche in 8th place, Norris up 3 to finish in 9th. Donna, after a disastrous opening stint, just dropping further and further down and then getting caught out in the pits, she ends up back in 10th place with some help from the cars in front, including poor Oscar with that puncture on the final lap. And manages to get the bonus point for setting the fastest lap earlier in that stint as well. So another 2 points for her. That is 8 more points for us this weekend. Driver standings look like this. In fact, let's have a look at the bottom half of the standings before we move on. So Behrman down 3 places, George down 2, Maloney up 4 places. That's Haas's best finish of the season, I think, so far. Williams in 14th and 15th. Good race for Belichick's at 5 places. Ocon 16th. disappointing weekend for him. Gasly in 17th, Bashir 18th, Oscar, so unlucky there, in 19th, and Zhou out after taking out Oscar. Yeah, let's see the standings then. Leclerc is top by 16 points. I misjudged it. 16 points is the gap, not 13. But no, 14 points, not 24. 24 points. I don't know what I'm talking about. It's 24 points the gap. I don't know why I thought it would be 13 points. But yeah, there we go. So 24 points the gap between the two. That's just under a full race win. Leclerc has made a great start to the defence of his title. And Max up 4 places into second place with that win tonight. Norris missing an opportunity to get some good points, drops down into third, just 2 points earned tonight. Donna, another 3 points for her because she got the pole position as well. So pole, fastest lap, and a point for 10th gives her 3 and keeps her just ahead of Carlos Sainz, who jumps 4 places there with his 15 points. Ocon down 3 places, no points for him. Same for Behrman, down a couple of places, and Oscar as well. Pourchaire down a place, but still gets 4 more points. Yuki closing the gap to 2 with his 8 points tonight. Bottom half of the standings, Hajar is up 2 into 11th with his 12 points. Same for Stroll, his first points of the season, and Embry up into 13th with her first points of the season, dropping down Gasly and Russell. Maloney up 3 places for his best finish. Then it's Albon, Zhou, Belisax, and Bashir. So the constructors' standings now look like this: 112 points for Red Bull. They are already running away with it. They are 61 points clear of McLaren, who only picked up 2 points tonight. Alfa Romeo move above us into third place by 3 points. They scored 3 more than us tonight, which is how they did it. And then Alpine up 2 places. They're now just 2 behind us. Big points for them. Big points for AlphaTauri as well. It's getting a little tight in this battle for third now. We've got 4 teams all within just 6 points of each other. Although it is still very early days. No points for Ferrari tonight. Disappointing for them. They dropped down to 7th. Mercedes closed the gap to 3. They're still in 8th place. Haas move above Williams thanks to Maloney's 13th place there. And that is the top 10 constructing standings. In terms of pit stops, we got 1 car in the top 10. A 2.35 only just makes it on the board for 1 point. It's Red Bull with a 1-2. AlphaTauri 3 and 5. Once again, they are consistently quick. But Red Bull have had the edge so far this season. McLaren getting good points as well, 4th and 7th. Mercedes picking up some points in 6th with Zhou. Ferrari do get some points with Oscar, and Alpine pick up a couple of points with Sainz. The standings look like this: Red Bull on 103, 40 points clear of AlphaTauri. They are 14 points clear of McLaren, who are third. We are still 4th, only picked up the 1 point tonight. Alpine pick up 2. They are 6 points behind us. Then 5 points further back is Ferrari and Mercedes, another 4 back. And all of those teams closing in on us. Still to score: Williams, Alfa Romeo, and Haas. There you see our stops: a 2.6, a 2.4, a 2.4, and a 2.3. So a little bit of fatigue for our crew maybe in this race, but it's another race where we have managed a 2.3 second stop. So once again, that consistency is almost there. We just had a couple in the 2.4 range. Couldn't quite get both cars with a 2.3 tonight, but yeah, they are definitely improving on last season, which is good. Let's have a look at the report cards. 8 and 9 going forward for Donna. Her confidence was really bad earlier in the race, so that didn't help her cause a little bit. Plus, we just had no pace in that first stint for whatever reason. It wasn't like we were over-fueled. We didn't put any extra fuel in the car at all. Maybe we should have under-fueled. I don't know. But it gave us a better performance like it was expecting in the wet, being able to run at the higher pace fuel setting. 22 and 12 in defence, though. Good defensive numbers. And she spent pretty much the entire race in low defence. So to knock up 22 defences in that setting is excellent. Embry, 6 and 11, once again overtaking, letting her down. I honestly believe in those closing laps there, had it been the drivers switched over, Donna would have made those overtakes that Embry failed to. But she did get points. And once again, she showed that she is very good in defense, 21 and 11. So hopefully this is a turning point for her. She'll start to score points more consistently. If she can keep results like this coming in, it will extend her chances of staying with the team and push back that switch. So the ice is starting to thicken up a little bit. But another bad result in Baku could be the end. We shall see. And also getting some more experience. We've got to try and get her in the car at every opportunity this year if we are going to make that switch, just to give her as much of a boost to her stats as possible, to make it an even more viable alternative. She won't be in the car in Baku because it is a sprint weekend, but she will be back in the car for Miami on Friday. And as far as the sponsors go, look at this. We didn't get the finish position, unfortunately. Couldn't get 2 in the top 8, but that was only an incentive, not a guarantee. And we got all of our guarantees, and we didn't break our finish position streak. Hallelujah. So fantastic stuff. We actually make a little bit of money tonight. Not a massive amount, but 700k. We'll take it. We'll take it. That gives us 5.5 mil with more money to come in 6-7 days as well. We have got parts that we need to get done before Baku, and because it's a sprint weekend, it'll be a long one, so we're going to get all of the housekeeping done now before we end the stream. Let's start off by checking the inbox, and we've got some part failures to deal with: a suspension, underfloor, and a rear wing. Let's go ahead and swap those over. So I haven't got a spare underfloor now. Let's get one of those manufactured. There we go. Onto car 2. Change out the rear wing. And everything else still medium risk there. High risk on the rear wing there. Again, not worried about that. That rear wing probably won't even be on the car for the next Grand Prix. Touch wood. Back to the inbox. Feature results: Zach O'Sullivan getting another win, and Sylvie Rowland gets herself onto the podium this time, with Jock Brown in 3rd. No sign of Werner Fischer down in 8th place. Oh no, that's practice. So where was Werner Fischer? 5th. Gained 8 places. How did he do in the sprint? 9th. So not a great weekend for him. He has been up there a lot recently. But Zach O'Sullivan is churning out some good results. 4th in the sprint and winner tonight. He's been on the podium the last couple of Grand Prix as well. So he might be the breakout into F1 next season, which we'll never get to see because there won't be a next season. Although I may just have a look to see what the market does at the end of the year. We'll see. We'll see. Right. Melbourne. Done. Baku. Next. 25 days away, so we're a long way off from getting our weather forecast. Is there anything else I need to build while I have a couple of slots available? I could probably do... No, I don't need another chassis. I do need to make a spare suspension, another one. So let's go ahead and get one of those into production. New chassis will be ready in a week, or less than a week. Got my scout report back. Who was I scouting? It was for sure, wasn't it? Let's take a look. He's got a long contract there. Look at that. He's on a 4-year deal. Let's take a look at his stats. Reactions aren't great. His other stats are all pretty good, though. Pretty consistent. And let's not forget, he's been off the grid for at least a season, if not 2 or more. Yeah, he's looking pretty good. He's 29 years old now already. Wow. Time flies, isn't it? Who is this? 64 rated 19-year-old. I want to have a quick look, actually, see who the most promising youngster is. 18 is the lowest we can go, and it's Pascal Ferrara. Looks like he's in his debut season. Or maybe it's his second season. Yeah, this is his debut season. I'm kind of curious what his stats are going to be. Let's take a quick sneaky peek. And we'll take a look at Rolf Busch after that as well. Obviously not going to be hiring them, but just kind of curious. Alright, chassis is done. Let's get that straight into production. So, we have 21 days to go. Can I get 3? I can. I think I might need a spare one. So we'll do that. I've still got 2 slots available, which is good because I've got 2 more parts to come. Let's now go ahead and take a look at what a side pod upgrade would do now that we actually have that data of it being fitted to the car. It wouldn't be substantial, but it would improve our drag and our aero a little bit. If I took a bit more engine cooling off, it doesn't really do anything. So we'll leave that there. Yeah, we'll take the engine cooling down a touch. Let's go with that. Let's get that into design. Just going to go 1 engineer. Like so. And how far away are we from the ATR? 31 days from an ATR. So let's look at doing an updated underfloor, maybe. I think we looked at this and we realized we couldn't without ours. Yeah, can't do anything with the underfloor. So in that case, yeah, we'll just do a low rent. No, because I still haven't done a... We'll leave the suspension. I need the money. I've just realized I need that cash. We'll reassess when we get to the end of the month and we get that injection of money from the board. Ooh, the board want to come and see us again. It's Baku. It's a race that we traditionally go very well at. We've got some new parts coming. Bring it on. We haven't actually seen... What do they think of the last race? They were disappointed. Wow. Okay. Didn't expect that. We have dipped slightly in race performance down to happy from delighted. I'm a little surprised that they were disappointed with that. Both cars finished in the top 10. Yeah, we didn't get on the podium or even near the podium in the end, but I'm a little surprised to see a disappointed. I thought maybe satisfied was what I was expecting. So, yeah, that caught me out. No wonder they want to come again. Hopefully we can impress them at Baku. There is a spare underfloor. There is a spare suspension. Good, good, good. Monthly car reports. Looks nice, doesn't it? Looks very nice. Number 1 in cornering, number 1 in dirty air. And that is without the new chassis underfloor. Sorry, new chassis front or rear wing as well. So hopefully that will look even healthier when we get those on the car. Board confidence check-in, high confidence overall. Let's see how our drivers have improved themselves this month. A point for smoothness for Donna. Is that all? Oh, that's a little disappointing. And a point in overtaking. Hooray! And a point in defending as well. So starting to see a little bit of progress there. And gets 2 points in smoothness and a point in overtaking as well. So that's nice. Let's have a look at March. AlphaTauri had new side pods, and they're already working on new side pods as well. So that's obviously a very bad area of the car for AlphaTauri if they're going from a new side pod straight to another new side pod. That, or they just made a lot of gains on that last one and they want to try and maximize that with an immediate improvement there. I think it's a combination of both. Alfa Romeo are very happy with where they are. They are third in the constructors ahead of us at the moment. There you can see they are 3 points clear of us. Again, a nice little bit of a recovery season for them after a disappointing season last year. Let's get our pit crew done for the month of April. That chance of a mistake is coming down very nicely. Let's go a week of gym training. Keep working on that pit stop time. We're under 8% for chances of a mistake, which is nice. Let's throw in just a little bit of car building there. You know what? Let's take that day off. And go with a little bit of car building and some gym training there. Perfect. And then do we do any training? No training before Miami. And then we'll go to a little bit of car building there. Like that. Still going to finish the month under 8% for a chance of a mistake. That's nice. Consistency has definitely been improved dramatically over the last couple of months, and the lap time is, or the stop time is coming down as well. Maintaining the car building at around 70%. It's come down from the 80 when we first came here, but that's okay. Happy with that. Let's see. Leave the drivers as they are. We've got 6.8 million. That is enough to build the wings and go ahead and do our first suspension upgrade. No hours because we haven't got any yet for another month, but we can go intense on this. So let's have a look. Like to get it on the car for Barcelona. So we'll have to go 3 engineers. If I go 1, then I'm committing. Let's go 1, and let's get this on the car for Montreal. He said Monaco for a moment then. Let's see. We need to improve our drag. Let's go with that. Downforce levels are really strong at the moment. Don't need to worry about that too much. Let's go with that. And then we'll take a little bit of life out of it as well. Strip some weight off the car. And go like that. There we go. Okay. Moving on. We've got just under 3 mil, plus by the time we start doing stuff, we'll have had a little trickle in from our tour facility as well. Our tour centre. Boardroom needs a refurb. That is a little more pricey than I would like. It's going to take 24 days, so I'm not going to get it in time for Baku anyway. I'll hold off until we've got the parts in production. Then, assuming we've got the money left over, then we'll do it. All right, we have our scout report on Pascal Ferrara. Those stats aren't bad for an 18-year-old rookie in his very first season. Those stats aren't bad at all. Adaptability's terrible. Defending's not great, but his pace stats are pretty solid for someone that age. Accuracy could do with a little bit of work, but yeah, not bad. All right, who else did I want to look at? Rolf Busch. Let's take a look at Rolf. Regulation changes. I completely forgot about this. Now, are we going to get monster changes for next season? I kind of hope that we do, so that it will help the AI, divert the AI's resources while we focus purely on performance for this season. Let's have a look what the requirements are. Major technical changes. This is exactly what I wanted to see. So, complete underfloor overhaul. 50% off everything. And then 70% off the underfloor itself. Or major underfloor changes, 55% off everything, and then 65% off the underfloor. We're going to go for a complete underfloor overhaul. See what the rest of the board does. Doesn't matter either way because we're doing no research this year, I don't think. Little bit cheeky, but you know, I want to make I want to finish the season on a high. I want to finish our experience of F123 with a strong championship if possible. Let's get these wings into production. We've got time to get 3 before the Grand Prix. Let's go for 4 so that we have a spare as well. That an extra spare that won't be ready till after Baku. That 4th one, but we won't need it hopefully. 2 days away from the front wing. We're going to have to rush those. Make sure we have a spare. And let's go with 4. This will give me a spare going into the sprint, and then day 11, Friday 8th, Saturday 9, Sunday 10. Well, it won't pop in time. So yeah, we'll do that. 3 on a rush. That's another 1 million spent, and now I have just enough money left over to buy the board some sparkly new executive toys to keep them distracted while our race goes in the shitter. There we go. Result of the regulation changes. Let's have a look. And they went for major changes. So Ferrari voted with us, as did Williams, AlphaTauri and Alfa Romeo. The tiebreaker voted for the major changes. So either way, the grid is going to be panicking. And Aston Martin are going to have a great season this season. And they're going to be absolutely awful next year. But we won't be here, so I don't care. Obviously, if we were going to do another season, I would not have done that. I would have completely destroyed this team's chances for next season. And moved on and left them for someone else who'd actually done some research. But like I said, it's our final season. We're doing nothing else with the game once this is done. This year's done. So let's see if we can go out with a bang. Advancing time. We've got the results back on Rolf. Let's have a look at Rolf's stats. Good cornering. Not amazing braking. Very good reactions. Very good reactions indeed. Smoothness is awful. That's Oscar Piastri game 1 level of smoothness there. He was 48, I believe. Doohan was 42, I think, in the first game. Adaptability is okay. It's actually I think better than better than our two drivers. Overtaking is not great. Defending is not great. So definitely not as good, I think, an overall package as Pascal. There you see Pascal. Yeah, clearly better in most areas. Only really loses out a lot in the reactions and the defending. And maybe the accuracy, but he's quicker. He's better on the brakes. Control is pretty much identical. Much smoother on his tyres. Terrible adaptability, but really good going forward. Defending at that point doesn't really make too much of a difference, unfortunately, to say. Reactions is a big loss, and the accuracy is a bit of a hit as well. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on them, see how they continue to progress. I have got a scout to allocate. So you've got many new people popping in. A few. Still only the one female sporting director, and she is terrible because we looked at her a couple of years ago. Let's continue scouting young drivers, I suppose. Have I got results on Zach O'Sullivan? I don't think I do. He is doing very well at the moment. Let's take a little look-see. Okay. 3 days to go. Let's take a look at the weather forecast. Sunny weather, excellent news. Hot as well, 32 degrees. So tyre wear will be a factor. A little cooler in the sprint, but still going to be warm. Hopefully, we can do our usual thing: protect the tyres at the beginning of the softs, on the softs at the beginning of the sprint, and then really exploit a tyre advantage towards the end of the sprint. I'm also hoping that we're going to be blisteringly quick anyway, and then we'll see what happens in the Grand Prix. Hopefully, we'll have the pace. We've got chassis. We've got front wings. We've got rear wings. And that is where we are ending it for tonight. We will see just how good the car is now tomorrow. So I hope you'll join me for Baku, our chance to get our first win of the season, I think. We will be going live at the usual time of 8 p.m. If you haven't already seen it, don't forget as well that there was a Frontier Unlocked live stream that showed more details of F1 Manager 24 tonight. Should all be up. All the relevant bits should be up on YouTube now, but you can always go back and find the replay on Twitch if you can't find what you need on YouTube. I'm going to go check out what I missed earlier in a moment. So yeah, tomorrow, our first sprint of the season, Baku. Friday, we'll be going to Miami, putting Anne back in the car. Might be Embry's last race on Friday, depending on how she does tomorrow. If she destroys a brand new car, then that might well be curtains for her. We shall see. But the ice is still thin, has frozen over a little bit, but it's still thin. And she needs to consistently score points now to keep her seat. So we shall see. Right, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more F1 Manager 23 Hardcore very soon.